The African woman that your father or your grandfather told your father to find, she no longer exists. And before you come for me in the comment section, just give me a minute and let me express what I'm trying to say. I'm saying this as a celebration of our evolution. The African woman has risen. She has educated herself. She has built her own business. She has purchased her own home, raised children, held her family together. Sometimes she's doing this all at the same time. And now marriage has to catch up. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tega, and on this channel I talk about love, life, immigration, and whatever else I feel like talking about. And today we are having a conversation about African families and the need to have it at the dinner table. The conversations that we need to be talking about with the children. We are talking about African women, how our role is changing and what that means for marriage as we know it. Let me paint you a picture of the kind of woman or the picture of the woman that our culture has designed marriage around, right? She wakes up before everyone else. She cooks, she cleans, she raises the children, she supports her husband's vision. She was the backbone of the home, quietly, faithfully, without complaints. And I want to be clear, there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with this woman. She's extraordinary. She's strong. She's held entire generations together with her bare hands. But here is what our culture did not tell you. That woman had no choice. Her education was limited. Her financial options were limited. Her voice in the marriage was limited. Society told her that her value was tied entirely to her ability to be a good wife, and that the more she sacrificed, the better of a wife or mother that she was. And she did it beautifully, because that is what the African woman does. We show up, we make it work, we carry what is given to us with grace, I might add. But the world has changed, and the African woman changed with it. Fast forward to today, the African woman is in the boardroom. She's a doctor, she's a lawyer, she's an engineer, she's an entrepreneur. She is building businesses from her bedroom at midnight after putting her children to sleep. And I know some of you watching me right now know exactly what I am talking about. She has her own money, her own career, her own dreams, her own interests, her own identity outside of being somebody's wife and mother. And here's where it gets interesting. When a woman has options, real financial options, she enters marriage differently. She's no longer coming to marriage out of necessity. She's no longer staying in a bad marriage because she has nowhere to go. She is choosing marriage. She is choosing love deliberately, intentionally. And if you ask me, that's stronger, that's more powerful. And that changes everything, because a woman who chooses you is completely different from a woman who needs you. A woman who chooses you will love you differently. She will respect you differently. She will build with you differently. But she will also require something different from you in return. She needs a partner, not a dictator who makes all the decisions, not someone who sees her success as a threat, not someone who wants the modern woman's income, but the traditional woman's submission. And this is where the conflict lives, because our African culture, as beautiful and as rich as it is, was built on a foundation where the man leads and the woman follows. And many African men, good men I will add, well-meaning, well-raised, they watched their fathers lead. They were told that a good wife is submissive. They were told that a man who cannot control his home is not a real man. And now they are meeting women, Gen Z, millennials, who are thinking differently. I have seen it in my community. Beautiful, brilliant African women shrinking themselves to make a man more comfortable, hiding their success, downplaying their achievements so they do not intimidate a potential husband. And that breaks my heart, because we should never be less so that someone else can feel more or bigger. But I also want to be fair because the African man is also navigating something. He was never prepared for this. Nobody sat him down. Son, one day you will marry a woman who might earn more than you, who will have her own strong opinions, who will need you to lead with her, not over her. Nobody taught him. That strength in a man is not about dominance. It is about security, emotional security, financial security, spiritual security. So what does African marriage look like when it works? What does African marriage really look like when it is working? I believe it looks like, two people who are both bringing something to the table, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. It is a man who leads with wisdom and humility and not ego and control. It is a woman who brings her full self to the marriage, her gifts, her voice, her ambition without apology. It is both people asking not just what can I get from this marriage, but what can I build in this marriage. It is keeping the beautiful parts of our African culture, the community, the family values, the respect, the commitment, while releasing parts that diminish our person. Because our ancestors built strong marriages, not because the women were silent, but because both people understood their purpose and honored it. We need that same energy, just redefined for who we are today. I want to speak directly to the African woman watching this right now. You are not too much. You are not intimidating. You are extraordinary. Your education is not a threat to your marriage. It's a gift for your family. Your ambition is not unfeminine. It is given by God. Do not hide it. Do not pretend to be less educated or less successful or less opinionated to make a man comfortable. The right man, the man God has for you, will not be threatened by your light. He will be drawn to it. And to the African man watching, we need you. Not to save us, not to control us, but to build with us. Be the man who can be bold and strong and hold a woman's hand without feeling she's pulling you down. Be the man who celebrates her wins like they are his own. Because in a real marriage, they are. Be the man that your sons will learn from. Be the man that your daughter will be able to say, I want a husband like that. So let me ask you something before you go. Do you think African marriage is evolving in the right direction, or do you think we are losing something important in the process? I genuinely want to know your thoughts on the matter. Drop them in the comments below, because this is the conversation our community needs to be having. If this video spoke to you, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it. If you just come across my channel for the first time, please like, subscribe, and put on post notification so you know whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again in my next one.